Hello, I'm Andrea La Rosa, and in this video I will give you my first impressions of Raiders of Scythia. We played it yesterday for the first time. It took about 22 minutes to explain the game, and in 3 players the whole game took about 1 hour and 50 minutes. I would rank it in terms of complexity as medium heavy. Raiders of Scythia, it's a worker placement game where essentially you place a little man that you control somewhere, and you get some resources in exchange. It has this neat mechanic where after you place a guy somewhere, you get to pick up a guy from somewhere else and activate that location as well. The goal of the game essentially, and the way you win the game, is to by chaining resources in an efficient way. So you go somewhere to get some wood, because then you will need this wood to go somewhere else and get some stones and so on. One other part that I liked about the game is about the tableau of cards that you build in front of you. So as during the game, essentially you will build your own little army of soldiers, archers, and whatnot in front of you. You also get to recruit some horses and some eagles, and then you will use this little army to go and do some raids in different regions. And when you do that, you will roll some dice, which will somewhat modify the outcome of what you're doing. So all in all, I quite enjoyed the game. Specifically, I liked how it felt. Like it felt like there were quite some opportunistic moments where essentially you needed to adapt to what was happening in the game. At the same time, you still had some medium-term planning which you could carry out. So, for instance, you could say, "I will start and collect a lot of wood because I see that I will need it in the next 3 missions, and I have very few cards, so I won't be able to exchange cards for wood," which is a typical way perhaps in which you go about collecting wood. I must say, when I say wood, the actual resource might not be wood. It was some brown token, which I don't remember what it was exactly. The tableau and the dice rolling felt interesting as well, and they added to this sort of opportunistic approach to worker placement, if you like. And this allowed for some interaction with other players, which felt more like a race than really obstructing each other. The obstruction, obstructing other players, it's how you usually interact with other players in classic worker placement games. So this felt for me quite refreshing and interesting. On the minor side, I would say I will mention some minor struggle with the iconography. I just struggle to distinguish some of the icons, and I wish they were a tiny bit more distinguishable. And also, I would say that there were some moments in which some rounds felt a bit dull to me. Essentially, I knew that I needed some resources, and there was no clear way of getting them right away. So essentially, I knew that my next 3-4 rounds would have been about exchanging some silver resource to get a brown resource, to get a black resource, to get an horse, to do something else. All nice and unplannable to some degree, but at the same time, it felt like I was wasting time, and it felt a little bit dull. But all in all, I quite enjoyed it, and it's a game that I would gladly play again. What do you think about it? If you played it, keen to hear your thoughts. Please add a comment. Thank you.